Once upon a time, in the ancient and fertile land of Canaan, a boy named Joseph was born to Jacob and Rachel. From the moment he entered the world, a radiant light seemed to surround him, illuminating the hearts of his parents. His beauty was unparalleled, and his innocence glowed in every smile. Joseph's presence brought boundless joy to Jacob, who saw in his son the very future. His purity of heart, combined with his remarkable charm, made Joseph Jacob's most cherished child. This special affection, however, became a source of bitterness for Joseph's older brothers. Over time, jealousy began to take root in their hearts. They felt neglected, overshadowed by Joseph's favored position in their father's eyes. Jacob, sensing their growing resentment, became protective, shielding Joseph as much as he could from their envious glances. One morning, Joseph came running to his father with eyes. "Father," he said, "I had the most incredible dream. I saw 11 stars, the sun, and the moon bowing down to me." Jacob, deeply moved by the dream, recognized its divine significance. He knew that his son was destined for greatness, perhaps even prophecy. Yet, with a mix of pride and concern, he gently warned Joseph, "My son, do not share this dream with your brothers. Their envy might lead them down a dangerous path." But jealousy is a powerful and destructive force. The brothers, unable to contain their bitterness, gathered in secret to plot against Joseph. "Let's kill him," one suggested coldly, "and finally be rid of this so-called dreamer." But Reuben, the eldest, intervened. "No," he said, "let's not shed his blood. Instead, we can throw him into an empty well. That way, we won't be guilty of murder." The others agreed, and their cruel plan was set in motion. They approached Jacob with deceptive smiles. "Father," they said, "let Joseph come with us to the fields today. He can play while we tend to the flocks." Jacob hesitated, his heart filled with unease. "I fear a wolf might harm him," he said, but their persistent pleading wore him down. Reluctantly, he allowed Joseph to go, though his heart remained heavy with worry. Out in the wilderness, the brothers seized their moment. They tore off Joseph's beautiful tunic, the coat of many colors that their father had lovingly made for him, and threw him into a dark, dry well. As his cries echoed in the emptiness, they sat nearby, unmoved, and ate their meal. Later, they slaughtered a goat and smeared its blood on Joseph's tunic. Returning home, they showed the tunic to Jacob, their faces painted with false grief. "A wolf has devoured him," they lied. Jacob, shattered by the sight of the blood-stained garment, fell into inconsolable mourning. "You've been deceived by your hearts," he wept, "but I will wait patiently, for my hope lies in God." Meanwhile, a caravan of merchants passing through the desert came upon the well. They pulled Joseph out and sold him into slavery. He was taken to Egypt and purchased by Potiphar, a high-ranking officer in Pharaoh's court. In Dingers Matchrower, no use efsim thesith malner, bramsasnithas buffer. Even Potiphar's wife, Zuleikha, became enamored with him. But when she attempted to seduce him, Joseph resisted, remaining steadfast in his faith. Humiliated by his rejection, Zuleikha falsely accused him of wrongdoing, and Joseph was unjustly thrown into prison. Despite the harsh conditions, Joseph's character never wavered. He became a source of comfort and wisdom for the other prisoners, earning their trust and respect. His gift for interpreting dreams became widely known when two of his fellow inmates sought his help. One described pressing grapes for Pharaoh's wine, while the other dreamt of birds eating bread from a basket on his head. Joseph accurately interpreted their dreams, predicting that one would be restored to his position while the other would face execution. His predictions came true, and his reputation as a dream interpreter spread even beyond the prison walls. One day, Pharaoh himself was troubled by a mysterious dream. He saw 7 fat cows devoured by 7 thin ones, and 7 healthy ears of grain swallowed by 7 withered ones. When no one in his court could interpret the dream, Joseph was summoned. With divine wisdom, he explained that Egypt would experience 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of severe famine. Pharaoh, impressed by Joseph's insight and foresight, appointed him as his minister to oversee the kingdom's preparations for the famine. Under Joseph's leadership, Egypt flourished during the years of abundance and weathered the famine with remarkable resilience. Meanwhile, the famine reached Canaan, forcing Joseph's brothers to travel to Egypt in search of food. They appeared before Joseph, not recognizing him as their long-lost brother. But Joseph knew them instantly. Rather than reveal himself, he decided to test their character. He accused them of being spies and demanded that they bring their youngest brother, Benjamin, to prove their honesty. When the brothers returned with Benjamin, Joseph could no longer contain his emotions. He wept and revealed his true identity to them. Overwhelmed with guilt and remorse, the brothers begged for forgiveness. "Do not be afraid," Joseph told them. "What you intended for harm, God turned into good. Today I forgive you." Joseph invited his entire family to settle in Egypt. When Jacob saw his beloved son alive, his spirit was revived, and he wept tears of joy. They lived together in peace, and Joseph's wisdom and compassion continued to guide Egypt. At the age of 110, Joseph passed away, leaving behind a legacy of faith, forgiveness, and resilience. His story became a beacon of hope for generations, a testament to the power of trust in God and the triumph of good over evil.